out here with the dogs. The forecast today is like meant to rain all day. So yeah, anyway, it's not so bad right now. Had my COVID jab a few hours ago. Bit of a weird taste in my mouth, feel a bit sick, but other than that I'm alright. So I just thought I'd come out with the dogs now. Well, the weather's not so bad. Yeah, so anyway, kind of what I was gonna talk about yesterday, or talking about doing a video on yesterday, was whether you should have a boy or a girl puppy. And I'm going to go like maybe more specific into Dalmatians, because there might be more of a difference between males and females of different breeds. I can't comment on that because I got Dalmatians. I find as puppies, girls tend to be easier. Boys normally are a little bit more hyper, a little bit more slow to learn, but they, you know, they get there the same. This way, dads. And then girls, I find they're generally calmer, and it's general, you know, like, because every dog's an individual and all that. Dads, this way. I haven't got enough dogs. Right, Judith is off to my left. I've got Aria, Pod, Dads and Lil, Diz and Nala. Nala, come on. Yeah, so it's all generalised, because, you know, right now I find Pod easier to train than Aria. And Aria's more sort of hyper and wild than Pod. Whereas like when Dudley was a puppy, Dudley he wasn't hard to train, but he certainly had more of a stubborn, independent streak like Aria's got. The boys, they always want to do stuff, you know. If you're out and about, they're quite happy to just be out and about, plodding, sniffing, doing stuff. If you want to train them, they're always happy to do that. They're always like in the mood to do that. And I find generally they're less hormonal than girls. The boys, they go through like a teenage phase where they're quite randy and rowdy, but they do learn. And yeah, I find they're really sweet and affectionate as well, and cuddly. But like Pod likes to fall asleep on your lap, whereas Dads likes to come for a cuddle and then goes to sleep on his own. So that's like just a little bit of a difference between those two boys there. Girls, I think as a general rule, I'd say they're lazier. Like, I got 5 girls, and 3 are what I'd consider fairly lazy. Like, Nala's all the way down there. Nala, come on! She don't want to walk through the mud, she doesn't. Quick, Nala! Disney's not so lazy if there's like a tennis ball around, but she doesn't really do zoomies or running around playing with the others, whereas Nala will do that. You okay, Beast? Beastie? You a good girl? You a good girl? Aw, Beast. Yeah, so find they're generally calmer. When they do a season, during seasons, just after seasons, they can be quite grumpy, quite hormonal. They can have phantom pregnancies, which can make them even more hormonal. Yeah, so they struggle a bit with their hormones because I think the difference is, like, a male's hormones are always there, they're always quite consistent, whereas with their hormones, they have like big surges when they do a season and in season and that, which is, I think, what makes them a little bit grumpier. So you got seasons to deal with when you got girls, and when they're in season, they need to be, lead walks generally, kept away from other dogs, kept safe and secure, because I've heard of a cockapoo jumping a fence, getting in with a German Shepherd and jumping back again, and nobody was none the wiser till she produced a pup. And there's, like, plenty of stories of dogs or bitches jumping in and out of gardens, getting in and out of like crates and kennels, and oh gosh, yeah. Anyway, so you have got seasons to deal with if you got girls, and you should all, by the time you have them spayed, if you're gonna have them spayed, you're gonna have to deal with at least one, ideally 2 seasons before they're spayed. And they're difficult. And then if you're keeping them entire, you've got 1 to 2 seasons a year, depending on how regular she comes into season. So yeah, you got that to deal with girls, and I think that's probably like the hardest thing with girls. Because it'd be sod's law, you got plans, you got the week off work, and you want to go walking everywhere, walking new places, and they're in season. So yeah, it'll be sod's law that happens. You're all really chill today. I'm probably like one of the only people who like kind of complains that my dogs are chilled out. Most people are like, thank God for that, that's lovely that they're chilled. Anyway, yeah, so I can't say that either one is better. You got to be prepared. Like, boys, I think, test you a little bit more at the start, and then girls will test you a little bit more, probably after their first season. Really, they can get a little bit like teenagery phase. They both can be easy to train. Like, Judith is so easy to train, Nala is. Disney's not very bright, and nor is Lily, really. They can do basic obedience stuff, but trick stuff, they just haven't, it's not for them. And like, Aria is really clever, as in she can pick things up quickly, but because she lacks food drive, she's hard to train. I find her hard to train, because what you use to motivate a dog that isn't motivated by food. And I know somebody's going to say toys. Yeah, but she's not that arsed with toys to train with. And like, I'm not used to using a toy as a lure, which is something I got to learn to do, I think, for her. Anyway, yeah, that's going into training. That's like skipping over the boys versus girls part. But yeah, you can have boys that lack food drive. Generally, as a Dalmatian, they love their food, and she's a bit of a abnormal one. Should you go this way, because it's not so muddy? Yeah. I find girls are generally more placid. I don't know if that's the right word even. I don't know, I suppose I have actually got quite feisty girls. I think you do have a preference, like, same as if anybody has horses, you definitely have a preference for mares or geldings. most people do anyway. And I always loved mares because they were more sensitive, and they took sort of gentler training, more of a quiet hand, more of a subtle approach, more of a make sure they're on side approach. Whereas like as a general with a gelding, you could give them a bit of a kick and tell them to get on with it and they'd go all right. Whereas if you gave a mare a kick and told her to get on with it, she'd have a meltdown at you. And I don't think like it's that extreme with dogs, but I do think there's something there that's similar, you know, that girls, you've got to get the girls on side, whereas with a boy you can say, come on now, get on with it, and be a little bit bossier. That's the word. You've got to be a bit bossier with a boy and a bit more coaxing with a girl. Yeah, and I think that's quite true for the way you need to train them. Des, you looking chunky. Looking chunky. How many babies you hiding in there, Des? How many babies? How many babies? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You know, I love all my dogs, and I think they're all individuals, even the, you know, between the boys, between the girls. And there's similarities with them all. They're all Dalmatians, they're all clowns, they're all stubborn and get up to things in their own ways. You know, like Lily's gone down to the manure heap now because I cleared out the duck room and there's a bit of duck food mixed in with the manure heap, so she's gone down there to eat duck food. In a lot of ways Disney's probably the best behaved. She's just a bit tough to train. But yeah, I'd say Disney is. Dad's is pretty cool too, actually. Nala and Lily are like obsessed with food. Aria, what you got? Oh, you got tennis ball cockers. Oh, ready? Thank you. Good girl. Go get it. Good girl, Aria. Good girl. Ready? Thank you. Good girl. Ready? Go get it. Good girl. Well done, Aria. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Yeah, so it's probably about as clear as mud. But I think, I don't know, I think I'll give you a general gist of how the characters can vary. Yeah, I can't say. I find it really hard when people want me to give them a recommendation for a boy or a girl. Because a lot of it does come down to the individual character of said puppy. Yeah, and again, breed characters as well. What do you girls want? What do you want, KFC? It's funny how those two, they've like stayed really good friends, and Nuggets is still quite an independent character. Right, so I have rambled on for like 14 minutes now. So yeah, see you all soon. Bye.